Hello, my name is Jennifer Rouse. I am in the field of aging. So I use the title now of gerontologist, having now been in retirement for the last 2 years. My former occupation was serving in the ministry, the then Ministry of Social Development, as the director of the Division of Aging. I established that division in 2003 until I retired in 2018. And my profession, although I go on the title of with the title of gerontologist, my study, my major is in public policy. And I did why did I choose the field of aging? I would usually answer when persons ask me that question, that aging maybe chose me because I started my college education when I was 44. And that is considered an old student. Don't mind that in those colleges they call you a non-traditional student or returning student. But I started my college education in 44. By the way, I reside in Trinidad and Tobago. I am what we call a Trini to the bone. So when I decided to go, I had taken visa, voluntary separation from the firm I had worked with before, the national airline, in the field of accounts. And then I was also I became pensions officer in BWIA and dealt with Provident Fund and persons who were going to go into retirement and had to deal with the computation of their pensions. And so all of that, in looking back, was clearly a dress rehearsal and part of what I will need in terms of working with this group of pre-retirees and then retirees that might have been responsible for guiding me in my choice. But when I did go into the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, where I remained for 7.5 years and did the 3 degrees within that time, I started off with a double major in social work and Africana studies at the baccalaureate level. And I accomplished that in 2 years. I truncated it. And then I went on to my master's degree in policy sciences with the area of concentration in aging. And it was just mainly out of curiosity because we had a choice of about 7 tracks that you could have chosen to be part of the public policy major. Tracks like education, health, evaluation, sociology, and there was this one on aging. And I've always been very curious from since a child. And I said, well, what does it have in aging that one could do a master's and a PhD in? And I ended up being the sole candidate at PhD level in that track. Even at master's level, I was the only candidate doing that. And it was so fascinating and intriguing that lo and behold, I would never have guessed that aging as an issue has all these different dimensions to it. And the relevance of it now on my return to Trinidad in 2003 to establish the said division of aging, Trinidad was on the cusp of becoming an aging population, which we are now. So in terms of relevance, timing, as they say, timing is everything. So the timeliness, the relevance, and to know now that I had become unintentionally the first person in the country, and I realized after in the region that was qualified in this particular unique degree of public policy with my area of concentration in aging. So I was happy to know that I was able to serve my country at such a level, and having been a senior now myself, because when I established the division in 2003, I was 51. And so that was an added advantage of being a more mature adult at the time. I was not an official older person yet, which is at age 60, but at least it made the relevance even more authentic because of being a member of the aging group and the more mature group that I was now going to direct from not behind a desk, but interact with the ones who are definitely more senior than I was. And that is the genesis of why I'm here. So even though I use the word I'm in retirement, clearly, as you can see from the program that I'm doing, I am not retired. I'm still very useful, very relevant, and I keep myself in that dynamic mold to keep abreast of all the real life situations that are impacting seniors, myself being one now, and then how we impact the environment in a bi-directional way.